Welcome, Aries. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your full moon in Pisces reading. The full moon is occurring on the 31st of August, which is Wednesday on the west coast of the U.S. I am going to do a full moon spread. I'll clarify with another oracle deck, and I will finish off with one or two oracle cards. So let's get started, Aries. I want to thank all of you for being here, old and new friends, and I greatly appreciate your time. So, Aries, your overall energy for this full moon is the Lovers. The Lovers is about choices that you're making. This is usually about a choice that is regards your quality of life, your long-term achievement of goals that you now are very aware lead you to your purpose, allow you to function at the level of your purpose of service, of creativity, of building, of stepping into your authentic potential. So this card usually is accompanied by life experiences that have allowed you to make these choices along the way that have increased your capacity to understand your potential and that have moved and shifted you away from choices that give you immediate or short-term fulfillment or gratification. You're understanding that it is through your ability to balance out your own internal masculine and feminine energies that you become more and more whole as a person, and making you're building your capacity to connect more deeply, not only with other individuals, but with your goals and desires. So the energy for the moon is the Five of Swords. And the moon, of course, is in Pisces. And this is really talking about ways in which you are learning not only to detach from things that have blocked your success in the past, but also to elevate your frequency so that you are attracting the things that support you and do not seek to block you. You're very aware of the things that have reflected for you on your own sense of self-worth, self-value, your sense of adequacy or being enough. And here you are constantly replaying negative messages that you've received about your capacity, but instead you're learning to step away, eliminate this energy, detach yourself from it. And by detaching yourself, you're able to observe how this has worked in the past and really transcend and move to a higher frequency of this element. So these enemies, even if they're loved ones or friends, can become celebrators of your successes as you move forward with the courage to listen selectively, choose your battles selectively with individuals that do not see the value in your ideas. In the position of your sun, we have the Three of Swords, and the sun, of course, is in Virgo. The opposition of the sun and moon is what creates the tension that makes us aware of where we need to shift. And here again, you're able to observe these places, this feedback that has been critical of your performance, your ideas, your aspirations, by understanding the greater pattern that you have been a part of. And this pattern is now receiving your healing attention. It's receiving your ability to relax into the pattern, accepting its placement in your life for a purpose. You're understanding that the lessons, the patterns of failure or disappointments you've endured have led you specifically to gaining specific skills that you are able to maximize, understand, and trim your world so that you're focusing more on the lessons you've learned and the place that is now freeing you up to participate in. So you're very much about the healing energy of this planet. You're about swimming in what's uncomfortable for you, recognizing that you are experiencing new feelings that are unfamiliar. So in the present, we have the Fool, and I can see you're well staged, you're well prepared to take this giant leap by moving into the energy of the vast and boundless potential that you are capable of. You are moving into a place of uncertainty and unfamiliarity. This is a new world to you that not only is new to you, but may be new to the very collaborators, partners, family members that have known you and participated in your shaping, in your imprinting. So you're stepping out in a way that can appear to be either the hero or the fool, depending on the amount of confidence you have as you move forward. In the past, we have the World card. Indeed, you are perfectly staged to close out a cycle of achievement, a journey that you've been on. You're providing yourself the closure that you need, whether there's been a culminating event, the passing of a family member, the achievement of some level of professionalism in your working life or your career, whether you have accomplished and finished off a project successfully. You're now prepared to release this, accept the gifts that you've gained, and move on to this new level of unknown exploration, discovery, and achievement. The power of the Fool now is that, and aided by this full moon in Pisces, is that you're comfortable now. You feel connected to all things that are in alignment with yourself, with your whole self. And that is giving you the knowledge, the awareness, the consciousness that you are capable of moving into an area that is unfamiliar to others. And this may, in fact, be your own path, your own story. But you're now gaining that courage to step forward. You've invested faith in yourself. In the future, we have the Four of Wands, and this is a beautiful next step as you are making these really sizable shifts in your own experience. So you are closing out an old way of life, an old way of doing things, and you're instead investing in those opportunities or those ways that you can not only continue to grow and expand, but provide that same opportunity to others. And this actually culminates in some kind of a celebration, quite possibly. Your own literal graduation, the graduation of others, the marriages, the anniversaries, the birthdays, the celebrations of growth and evolution, development, conscious development. I'm going to clarify the Moon card with the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Cups. This is beautiful. So this is really about you healing with love. You recognizing that despite the harsh or negative conditioning you may have received, you're understanding that it was all done out of love for you. And this can be particularly relevant to family dynamics that feel restrictive to you, that feel limited, particularly those that you feel that you've broken out from a long time ago in a physical way or a social way, but you're actually recognizing that these restrictions were believed to be a kind of protection to you. And instead, what you have been able to do is to move forward from these restrictions, from these limitations, in the spirit of love, in the discovery of acceptance, and loving yourself enough to recognize that you are worth moving into the direction that your heart sends you towards. In the position for the Sun, the Three of Swords is clarified by the Justice card and the Ten of Wands. And this really is pointing to a very clear change, transition, transformation in the social structure, either of your family, your job, your home life, your domestic environment, your community. You are now receiving some due credit, reward, compensation for something that you have already done and perhaps not been acknowledged for, rewarded for, or been given the credit for. So you are receiving that. That's part of your motivation, and you are in the process of receiving what is due for you, standing up for what is due to you. You are releasing old obligations and responsibilities that do not belong to you, perhaps never did belong to you, but which, again, you were groomed to understand were your responsibility. And that can be as simple as being the leader, being the boss. It can also be a level of care and responsibility for members of your family, your team, in which you understand your job to be the fulfillment of the needs and desires of others. And that, again, you are releasing. You are in a major transition period around that, and understanding how imbalanced that was, how deprived you may have felt as a result of that, and how you are getting your just desserts, so to speak, at this time. I'm going to clarify the Fool in the present with the Ten of Coins and the Six of Wands. This is absolutely beautiful because now we're talking again about the literal rewards in terms of the part that you play in your team, on your team, among your collaborators, your peers, your family members. You are working as a team member. You are understanding that you are part of a bigger unit. And in so doing, you are being acknowledged for the efforts that you have made, the successful efforts to elevate the group. And this is very much about your physical inheritance, your cultural or ancestral heritage that you now see yourself as a larger part of. And you're also being understanding your mission to build something from this heritage, from this knowledge, or I'm struggling for the word, out of this lineage, almost like your family tree or your effort at creating access for others. I don't want to say philanthropy because that sounds like something only rich people do, but in many ways you are grooming this effort, this family resource, this professional resource into an opportunity for more people to gain more abundance, more value. I'm also going to clarify the World card. It's a little buried here in your past with the Eight of Swords and the Star card. You do put a lot of energy, a lot of thought, a lot of maneuvering around the strategies that can affect the balancing out of justice, the balancing out of the way the resources that you or your family or your team hold in ways that could be maximized, how they could be used, what different ideas. you're open to as a part of this team that can move a vision that you have forward. So although you are working towards something that is collectively held and in respect to the way that that resource can be used in the larger world, you also have a personal vision that you are looking to achieve. You're looking to leverage the resources that you're gaining from this inheritance of sorts, and you're using that to move forward your own vision of expression, your own particular voice, your own particular story is still overarching beyond the team's efforts, the group's efforts. You have a unique role to play, and you may also be receiving a lot of attention for your unique project, your unique articulation of what value you bring, what you have to offer to the collective, to the team, to your career collaborators. Finally, I'm going to clarify the Six of Wands with the Strength card and the Three of Wands. This is a time, continues to be a time of tremendous perseverance. I see you continuing a role that you've played in your family, perhaps in your formative years, through your conditioning to be the strong one, to be the one who nurtures and supports others by being sensitive to the needs of others who you perceive and are perhaps less capable than you, that you have some particular oversight over. And this is very typical of siblings or family members in a family system where you were had a parental energy. So you have a caretaker energy over not only the people in your life, starting imprinted in you from childhood, but you're now really utilizing that knowledge, that strength, that silent capacity you have to build this vision of yours concretely, to reach out to others, to make connections, to find the resources that you need, to be in conversation. You are inspired by this experience you are having in the moment. And this full moon in Pisces is particularly illuminating you and giving you that courage, that bravery that is pretty much a part of your character. But, we all need a little more courage because this is a fight you've been fighting for a long time. And you are to a place of maximizing your creative and individual potential at this time. I'm going to pull an oracle card for you from the Soul's Journey and really hope that this is resonating for you. I have pulled a card. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. If this has resonated for you, Aries, please like and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I am going to create an extended reading, so please look for the link to that below in the box below. Thanks so much. Until next time, namaste.